Yo, it's Mel from Rap Rankings. To hear the full episode this clip comes from and all the other episodes, stop by raprankings.com or search Rap Rankings on your favorite podcast platform. Track 2, Things Done Changed, produced by Darnell Scott. Well, like the intro, I give it a flat 7.
Well, like the intro, I don't. But this one I do. I give it a 7+. Ding me, baby.
Wow. Okay. I was about to say. I was about to just quit the review. I was gonna quit out of respect for Big and hip hop. I was gonna quit, but it's good to see that you've come around. So, what can we say about these things and how they done changed? You know, it's I'll say off top, the music. I like the beat. Part of me wishes it was
I like
mixed.
the beat, but to me, it's not the star of the show on this song.
Well, it's not.
It's not the song where like Biggie and the beats are both locked in with each other yet. I think the beat's good.
No, this is a Biggie showcase.
But yeah, this is all Biggie in my opinion. My 7+ comes from, this is by far not a whack beat by any stretch of the imagination.
No, it's a good beat. You ask me.
Yeah,
it's just mixed a little muddy, which I guess fits the character of the song. You know, it's dirty, it's grimy, it's kind of rumbling along. But, you know.
But yeah, there's a lot of different elements in the mix here, sample-wise. But to me, this is this is the intro. This is Biggie setting up the scene.
Okay. Well, I mean, it is Biggie. It's for sure. This is something where it's like, all right, they carved out the space. Let Big be the commanding voice. You know, he's here now. This is the first song. You know, probably if it was much cleaner, it wouldn't have been as effective as a first song. You know, because it wouldn't have been as much room for Big to do what he has to do. So I'll say, man, content-wise, this song's hitting me now in a way that it hasn't in previous listens. Allow me to explain. We've talked about this plenty of times. Off air, on air, you know, it used to be better. It was a different time, you know, pre and post 9/11, pre and post internet, you know, or rather social media, right? So a record like this is necessary because I think it shows that every generation is going to experience upheaval. You know, it's not just in our heads. You know, this is back in 94 and he's talking about things didn't change. This is his version of it used to be better. You know, this is not Moulz and Mel being curmudgeons and just like, you know, doo-dooing on the new hip hop because we missed the stuff we grew up with. Things change. That's what they do. And, you know, this is what this record's about. Long story short. You know, he sets us up back in the days, all that, and then it's turn your pages to 93. Niggas getting smoked, G, believe me. You know? It's like, we not fighting no more. You know, like, what is 21/7? Niggas don't want to fight no more. You know, it's that sort of thing. You know, I beat the shit out of one of these niggas. Like, they not fighting no more. You know, they're shooting. He said, waiting for niggas to step up on some fighting shit. We get hype and shit and start lighting shit to step away with your fist fight ways, motherfucker. This ain't back in the days, but you don't hear me, though. You know,
and in verse 2, he talks about instead of a Mac 10, he tried scrapping slugs in his back. That's what the fuck happens.
Fuck happens when you know, like for stupid motherfuckers want to try to use kung fu. That's that Biggie. I don't know. Maybe it's just funny to me. I think that's that Biggie humor.
It's the idea of Biggie's really dark humor. If you have a dark sense of humor, he's very funny.
Very funny.
But then
TBS,
you got these lines,
funny, you know?
As you know, someone now, like when I first heard this song, I couldn't relate to a line like this, but now, you know, my stepmother is a breast cancer survivor. So when I hear, shit, my mama got cancer in her breast, don't ask me why I'm motherfucking stressed, things done change. It's different.
Yeah.
You know, look, I mean, it's totally different.
You talk about your experience, like, you know, one of my best friends, his mom just got cancer. So like I hear lines like this and I'm just like, yeah, don't ask me why I'm motherfucking stressed, you know? He's establishing, I mean, this is what I mean by like, this is a great, there's the intro, but then this is the intro track. It's a great setup for the rest of the album, you know, because he's going to be committing crimes. He's going to be moving a certain way, have certain attitudes, but he establishes why. I mean, this is a changing of America, the generation gap, the drugs have entered the fray. You know, he's losing innocence. People don't fight no more. They shoot.
Also keep in mind, this song and many of the other songs that kind of front load this album were recorded first.
Right.
These
before, like we were saying in the intro, before he went to North Carolina, like, you know,
which gets referenced on here as well,
right?
On this album, you know. But for now, these tracks up here, and there's something in his voice, you know, where he, like, there's more trepidation, I guess you could say.
There's in his voice. There's a rawness.
Yes.
There's a you know, urgency. You know, it's just listen to what he's talking about. His options are limited, you know, his influences are limited. You see what you hear, what he's seeing around himself. He's got to eat. Like, yeah, he's doing this stuff. And I think this track could have just existed as the first track, but I think it's a great follow-up track to the intro, because in the intro, it moves kind of fast, but when we hear what he's done, he's robbing trains, he's in jail, it's provocative, it gets you going. You know, but now he's telling us in this song why. You know, it's like in the intro montage, he's robbing a train. It's like it all moves kind of fast, though. It's like, man, you couldn't have, you know, I don't know, like found a hobby or something. Like, you sure you got to rob a train? But this fleshes it out, you know? It's like, okay, all right, I get it. You know, carry on as you were, you know, do what you must do.
I mean,
you know?
I'll just say this. I think this album would be just as good without all of the cinematic elements to it, in terms of the intro, you know, all the sort of like interludes at the end of songs. I think the album would be just as good if it was just the songs.
Okay. Well,
I'm not saying that the interludes and all that kind of like audio cinema takes away from my enjoyment of the album, but I don't think much would be lost without it.
Okay. You can't see it, but I got a grin because I know that they're going to attack you and not me. I'm just like, I'm so happy that I get to be the hero for once.
You don't get
I get to be the baby face.
No, you don't.
I'm a hero.
You're a hero?
I'm a hero.
First of all, who's going to get mad at this review?
First of all, the blacks, because we know about you.
And you ain't black.
The hip hop heads, regardless of race, you know, to hear you say these things about Big.
Why does every album have to be a movie? Why does it all have to be a concept album?
Well, here's the thing. This is back in the day, you know, when this was still kind of fresh. You know, the stuff that's come after this, they're just borrowing from Big. They're biting even, you know, it's like he set the standard, you know, this is the precedent. So I'm listening to this. I'm keeping that in mind. You know, this was still a newer thing. Yeah, now it seems like they have to make and they don't know how to do it this well, though. Like, I'm
amazed you're making these considerations now, but you didn't for Illmatic.
Illmatic was a much less interesting. A baby wasn't being born. A train wasn't being bro. In that intro, Nas is just born. Like, yeah.
You had a baby on the cover. What's that baby doing?
Yeah, I remember him as like, yeah, you know, yeah. And the dude's just like mouthing off, and he's just like, yeah. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Call in 718-635-0743. What is a better intro, the Ready to Die intro or the Illmatic intro? I'm interested in this. I'm seriously posing this question because
not Things Done Changed or the Genesis intro or the Genesis.
the intros. Yeah, the actual intros, you know.
Call in.
Please call in. Like, I do I have permission to like throw up a post with like a poll? Like, I'm really interested in this because I think this is an objectively more interesting intro than Illmatic.
We're looking at it from two different perspectives. I don't think the Illmatic intro is interesting. I like the music. It's a solid piece of music from beginning to end. That I'm jamming. This is three
I
and a
was-
half minutes of different scenes.
I was jamming to Mayfield and Top Billing and Rappers Delight.
How were you
and
jamming
all
to
that.
Mayfield? It was 15 seconds of Mayfield.
So? All you need is 15 seconds. I tap my foot. Anytime I hear Mayfield, I'm going to tap my foot and start smiling, grinning, you know? Okay, you're not locked in. You're not really about this hip hop, okay? That's
Mel pretending to be a hip hop head when he gave Illmatic a 5 out of 10 and Midnight Marauders an 8 out of 14. This is not, nobody believes you right now.
They don't gotta believe me. I believe me, okay? And when I hear this intro,
you know what? The people respect the real. They know when you're putting on an act, when it's performative outrage, and
this is not performative outrage.
You don't respect.
I'm actually confused. See, if you hadn't have brought up Illmatic, I wouldn't be. I
rated this song higher than you, bro.
Well, we talk about the intros, not things done changed.
No, I said
we got to stop talking about the intro. We already.
I said this album in general was not worse off with all the cinema stuff, but it wouldn't have been worse off without it. So you're saying this would have been a worse album if it didn't have all that stuff? You would have liked it less.
I didn't say that. But
why you're saying people are going to get mad at me for what?
Because we know how they act with these classics. You got to like everything. It's all or nothing.
How did they act? Hold on. How did they act?
It's why they're mad at me for Midnight Marauders, even though I liked 8 songs.
Who's been beating you up for Midnight Marauders?
You, Jesse, the third member,
Jesse,
the Black Tempo Man,
Jesse,
the regular Tempo Man,
Moulz,
the captain, the artist. Look, man, it's just why you don't want me to be a hero?
Just provide analysis. It doesn't have to be a game of chess where you're constantly trying to get one over.
I am providing analysis,
and Moulz smacks you down like the fly that you are, trying to buzz around his head.
Now he's calling me a fly.
Okay,
he thinks I'm an insect, an insignificant insect. This is going to be a contentious review. I was hoping we come in here and we just, we do our jobs, but I see this is going to be a fight, So, all right. Fine.
No, you've chosen to make it into a, when I'm giving the song a higher rating, you're coming up with all this stuff. Oh, they're going to be mad. I'm the hero. You're not the hero. We know no hero would say I'm the hero.
I can't argue with that. Childish Gambino said it. He's a hero. I'm a hero. Okay, all right. Things don't change. Okay, listen. What more can I say? It's a good beat. It's a little muddy, but I think it fits the tone of the record. Kind of makes me. Are you familiar? I know you're not black and are you familiar with the WAP, the dance, the WAP? This beat makes you.
I'm familiar with it, yes, but I can't do it.
Okay. Well, I actually can't either, I don't think, but I know what it looks like and it makes me want to do it. So shout out to the WAP. Yeah, it's a flat 7. I like it. I like it, And my final statement is things done change and they'll always change. One day the people who we scoff at now will look back at this time as the better time in like 2045, It's like, this is just the story of life, man. You want it to freeze.
It's interesting because Big said things unchanged. When did he write this? 92, 93?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking they changed for the better, bro. We're about to hit that fucking the attitude arrow, bro. Just you wait, okay?
Oh, right, exactly. See, no, great point. Because to me, growing up in the mid to late 90s.
He's talking about Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. I'm like, nah, bro. N64, PS2.
We about to get that PlayStation, We
got PS2, bro. We got, stop playing that shit.
See, as far as I'm concerned, things changed for the better up until 01. Then it's been downhill ever since.
That's facts.
It kept getting better.
But what does it say that I'm 34 and you're 28 and we both feel that way?
I think those were formative times for us, So our things used to be better was the time where he felt like they were worse,
right?
Which lends it to my point, which is every generation by nature just thinks it used to be better.
But this is the thing. Things got better for Biggie for a little while. So
they did.
If you recall, this was one of the first songs he recorded for this album. When he went back and did Juicy, and he did Big Papa, and he did One More Chance, you think he was like, after you hear Juicy, do you think maybe he was like, I think it's better now? I gotta say, I think it's a little bit better.
Oh man,
probably. I think Big was. I watched an interview the other night with. Remember Maria Davis, Mad Wednesdays from Reasonable Doubt?
Yes. Yeah. Big is that the old girl that was like, now let me continue my speech?
Yes. So. He's being interviewed there. He's just like hanging out. And this was in 96, I think. 95 or 96. After Ready to Die, going into Life After Death. Like he's doing the Junior Mafia stuff. He's working with Lil' Kim. He's getting ready to drop Life After Death. He seemed really happy. He was like all smiles. I think things did get better for a little while.
Well, he'll talk about that later on in the album. The stuff that he recorded, in the back half of the album.
So, hey, even though it used to be better, just remember that there's always still potential for it to be good again.
Man, I would love to believe that, but I just, in these times, this 2021, look, man, how can I put this? Like, see, I'm fresh off of a flight, so like this is how I'm thinking. As a boarding group 1 millennial, I remember certain things the other boarding groups don't remember. It's like, and then even after flights after me, talking like Gen Z, they don't know anything.
I think you're boarding group 2, honestly. Millennials, some of them were born in the early 80s.
Okay, so you would be boarding group 1. I think I'd probably be boarding group 2
probably.
At 93. And then 3 and 4
I think
would
millennial
be up to
is like what, like 1980 or 1981 onward?
I just looked it up. Hold on. I can tell you, and then this will as someone who's like always just kind of like been like who cares, like whatever. Recently I've been like interested in like trying to define the actual like window. Like what is this? Because so they're saying here on the daggone Wikipedia that millennials, they said with 1981 to 96 being the widely accepted defining range.
I see.
So, I guess I'm I'm more like boarding group 3, maybe even 4, and you're probably like 2 in 87. You're 2, I'm 3. That's what I'll say. Anyway, things done change for sure. We don't care, Just let us record rap and you listen to it.
I don't have a problem with Gen Z, Gen X, Boomer. Just everyone needs to shut the fuck up. That's my opinion on the matter.
Man. All right. You want to move on?
Shout out to Biggie.
Oh, for sure. We're going to be doing it all night here, shouting out Biggie. But, yeah. Oh, sorry. It's just, there's so much in it. It's a classic, folks. What do you want me to do? It's like, it's ready to die.
There's a lot of meat on the bone.
It's a lot of meat on the bone, It's a lot, and they want this. They don't want us to shortchange.
They need this.
They need it. Exactly. What does everybody want? The heads of Moulz and Mel to come together and do a super length Biggie review. That's what they want. Shout out to Al Snow. Before we get out of here, I just wanted to say, what's irritated me growing up in with rap of like the early 2000s to now is, it's just well-worn territory of rappers talking about, it's either play basketball or like sell drugs. What irritates me is not that reality. That's an unfortunate reality, but it's like we got to figure out new ways to talk about this. But back then, Biggie, he's the genesis of this.
No, yeah, he was the gold standard. Everyone who's doing that line is doing it either as a tribute to him or someone did it as a tribute to him, and they got, it's that whole snake eating its tail situation.
Exactly.
Where it's like, did this person who said this even know Biggie, or did they listen to someone who knew Biggie and said it?
You know, it's like we don't need anything other than, if I wasn't in the rap game, I'd probably have a key knee deep in the crack game, because the streets is a short stop. Either you're swinging crack rock, or you got a wicked jump shot. There, we never need to hear this discussed anymore in rap. Biggie did, you know, but I can point to countless artists who make that same, you know, observation. You know, it's no less of an observation. It's still true, unfortunately, but like, we've heard it. You know, so I just wanted to bring that up, because it's like, this is the first time we're getting a lot of this stuff.
And we heard it in like a Hall of Fame album, so it'll be heard.
Right. So, okay, you want to move on?
Yes.
All right. Track 3.
So we went from a 6+ to a 7+. I mean, we're gearing up. It's like a roller coaster. We're going up the hill.
Yo, it's Mel from Rap Rankings. To hear the full episode this clip comes from and all the other episodes, stop by raprankings.com or search Rap Rankings on your favorite podcast platform.